welcome or welcome back to my channel, being Louisa. Today's video is super exciting because it's a collaboration with my YouTube friend Kaylee. She's a doula in America and she is doing her version of this over on her channel. So make sure you go watch it at the end of this video. I'll have it linked down below, and also I'll be linking her channel up here throughout the video. Just to remind you to go check out her vlogging channel. Her vlogging channel is Live in Lawhorn, and then also she has a personal channel called Kaylee Lawhorn. So make sure you go check that out after this video. So this video is going to be stereotypes about midwifery and me kind of telling you if it's true, if it's not, and then squashing some speculations as well. It's funny, when we were deciding what to do, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a great video to do, super easy, so many stereotypes, and then I kind of blanked out. I've been like, stereotypes, there's a few, I do have a few, but a lot of them I was thinking like, I guess Americans would think, because here midwives are pretty normal. Anyway, let me just get into the video and you'll see what I mean. It's not really a stereotype. One thing, I guess it might be an assumption, because a lot of the time people like will read my tag, it says student midwife, they'll call me a student midwife, or I'll say, hi, I'm a student midwife, or I'll be like, oh, I'll go get your midwife. So I always mention a lot like that we're midwives. However, a lot of people either forget or just don't realize there's a difference. But they will say, oh, the nurse, and I'm like, we don't have a nurse on shift today. And like, my brain will be like, oh, they mean midwife. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go get your midwife. So a lot of people still think we're nurses, and for me, it's kind of strange because in America, they are nurses. Obviously, it's because most of the time you have obstetricians and then you have a nurse as well. You do get some nurse midwives in America. So it's just really strange that here they call us nurses. Like they forget that we're midwives and that's what you have. You don't really, you can get an OB if you're high risk, or if you are rich enough to go to one of those private hospitals and get an OB instead of having a midwife. You can do that, but that's like OBs, that's not even nurses. So I don't know. The next stereotype is that to be a midwife, it means you have to be a woman. That's not true. You don't have to be a woman to be a midwife. Midwife literally means with women. It doesn't mean I am a woman. It means with women. You can be a man or a woman and be a midwife. Another stereotype slash speculation is that you have to have children to be a good midwife. That's not true. A lot of midwives that I have worked with, they don't use their skills of going through labor and birth to make them a good midwife. Like, that's not true. Yeah, some women might feel more comfortable if you've had children before, but I just don't understand that, because we still have the same training, except during your labor or during or whatever, they're gonna be like, oh, this happened in mine. And that's not really being professional, talking about your labor and your delivery and your children a lot. Talk about them, yeah, a little bit, but a lot, that's not really professional. So I don't see what the difference is. And that's also sometimes argument slash point people say why men can't be midwives, because they don't know what childbirth's like. Well, neither do I. I don't know what childbirth's like. I don't really plan on knowing what childbirth's like for a while, because I plan to have my first child through adoption. So what, am I not going to be a good midwife? Can I not care for you in a way that is right, that is kind, that is loving? I just don't understand that point. And I think that was one of the things that I was super nervous about, being like, I don't have kids, I don't really know what birth's like. The only reason why I know what birth's like is because I watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, mostly Jess fam. I love her labor and birth videos. I actually watched Kaylee's birth video as well. That's how I got into her channel, and I was like, I love those birth videos. I remember I was super scared about that, and like now after my first year it just clicked and I got really settled, and I was like, I don't have to have children to be a really good midwife, to make an amazing impact. I don't have to have kids for that. Yeah, that's a stereotype, a speculation that it doesn't really matter, I guess. Another stereotype is that midwives just sit around cuddling babies all the time. I wish that we could just sit around cuddling babies, but mostly babies just stay with mums or stay with the dads in the room anyway, so we don't really get to do that. So if you've given birth, a lot of the time you're actually just doing your paperwork, because as much as you want to get out of there, trust me, we want to get you out as well, because having someone come and complain all the time, it's not fun, and doing paperwork is not fun anyway. But yeah, so a lot of the time we're just sitting around doing paperwork, so literally we don't get to sit around cuddling babies all the time, especially not on labor and delivery. I wish we did, because babies are such a good stress relief when they're not yours. So I'm gonna go onto Google now and find some other stereotypes. Off of this website, there's a myth that says having a midwife isn't as safe as having a doctor. Not true. That's not true, especially not here, because most of the time it's midwives that do everything. Sometimes the doctors want to come and intervene before that's necessary, and then a woman has a birth trauma for no reason, and that's more damaging going on than it is in that moment. So yeah, definitely not here. Okay, this is so not in the UK. These myths are like, if I have a midwife, I have to have a home birth. No, because here in the UK, home births unfortunately aren't even that high. This myth is midwives don't have any formal training. Well, no, we have to. It's the law here in the UK. We go to university and we have a degree, and then also we do a lot of practical work on placement, and then also we have to obviously get our degree, but apart from our degree, we also have to meet the Nursing and Midwifery Council requirements to actually get registered at the end of our degree. And then also we have to meet, for as long as we're in the European Union, we have to meet the European Union requirements for midwives all over Europe. So we have a lot of things we have to meet. So we have a lot of training, got to make sure we've got a lot of skills, experienced a lot of stuff before we can even be registered and legally able to practice as a midwife. So there are a lot of governing bodies and some rules involved in being a midwife here in the UK. So those were the few myths I could think of and find that count for England, but because midwives are quite common here in England, there aren't that many myths, but there are some speculations, I guess. I hope this video squashes some of the myths that you thought about midwifery, even though it wasn't that many I could find. You guys make sure you go over to Kaylee's channel and watch her version of this video for doulas in America. So in the meantime, guys, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye y'all.